overthinking. You are overly thinking about something. So you're taking a tiny situation and you're turning it into this massive situation. For what? What's the point of doing that? Hey sis, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla, and on my page we talk about self-love and self-growth. So go ahead and click the subscribe button because I promise you are going to love it here. So I'm playing around with just backgrounds and which point of my room that I want to show that looks better. So let me know if you guys like this white screen better, or if you guys like the part of my room that has all those posters on the wall. I'll probably just keep alternating between the two, and just to switch up the scenery every once in a while. But in today's video, I want to talk about how to stop overthinking. Now, this one I feel like I know the most about because I have severe anxiety, and not even that anxiety where, you know, people always say like, oh, I have bad anxiety, I'm so anxious, I'm so OCD. No, baby. I have OCD, and I don't want to be, I'm not bragging on mental illness or whatever, but I do have OCD and I take medicine for it. But such a long period of my life, I did not know I had OCD, which is obsessive compulsive thinking disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder. So it's basically just anxiety, massive anxiety. But there was a part of my life where I did not know I had this, and I just started taking medicine maybe a few months ago, maybe a year ago now. It's been a year now. So I was living my life with anxiety, and I found ways to cope with that, personal mechanisms to cope, to get me through life, get me through like 21 years of life. So I was like, why don't I share this? Because I know a lot about this topic, and I have some ways that I calm myself down from the beast of overthinking. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how to stop overthinking. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this video. So before we can stop overthinking, we have to understand what overthinking is. A lot of the times we take overthinking and look at it as a good thing to do because we'll stay 10 steps ahead. And I know that's what I did. I've thought to myself, okay, if I overthink, if I stress, somehow magically the situation is just going to disappear. And I'd rather be ahead of it before it can get me. So those are my two tactics. I was like, okay, overthinking is going to stop it from happening, or overthinking is going to make me prepare for when it happens. And both of those ways is going to make you miserable. You know that feeling of when you just anxious, the anxiousness just in your heart keeps pounding. You know what that is? That's nerves, and that's unwarranted nerves. It's the difference between butterflies in your stomach, you know, when you have a man over, you know, someone you like. And it's also a difference between panic. And you don't want to feel that sense of panic. That's not what we want. We don't want that. So a way to stop that feeling is to understand exactly what overthinking is. Overthinking is exactly what it sounds like. You're overdoing something. Overdoing anything to the max is never good. Thinking is good. Overthinking. You are overly thinking about something. So you're taking a tiny situation and you're turning it into this massive situation. For what? What's the point of doing that? So when I was younger, I remember vividly, I was laying on my grandmother's floor because every time I went there for summer, I was too scared to sleep in the back room. You know, old people's houses, they're always creepy. I was too scared to sleep in the back room, so I would go to sleep on her floor, my grandmother and my grandfather's floor. And one night, I remember this vividly, my grandfather was watching one of those serial, you know, people documentaries, those criminal documentaries, and I'll never forget, it was something on the Axeman. I was petrified, and that's where my anxiety kind of started. I honestly feel like, because it was a sense of like anxiousness in my heart, and I think I was getting like daily panic attacks and I didn't realize it. So I was just cram myself in a room and I would be too scared. And then I saw these videos on, you know, mass, you know, when people come into the school and they, you know, and I was too scared to go into public places. I wouldn't go to restaurants. I wouldn't want to be in public places because I thought somebody was going to come in there and just off everybody inside. And of course I was like, what, maybe 12, 11, but this transpired with my everyday life, and it kind of ruined my everyday life. So we have to really understand how crucial overthinking can be to our lives. You also want to understand that overthinking can sometimes stop you from doing things. My overthinking stopped me from going into public places as a kid. My overthinking stopped me from enjoying times in my life that was meant to be enjoyed. So what's the point of that? It was times in my life I wish I can go back because I was just overthinking it in that situation, in that moment, when in reality, it was really nothing. If I could go back, I would be enjoying that time of my life. I was on vacation once and I was so scared that somebody was going to come there and do something bad to us. So I couldn't even enjoy my vacation. You know, when you're a kid watching scary stuff, that happens, but mine was just to the extreme. So a way that coped for me and a way that helped me when I was going through it, number one was to calm myself down by telling myself that everything is really everything. When you tell yourself that, it's like nothing is really in our control. Nothing is in our hands. That job you want is not in our control. It's not in your control. All you can do is do your best at it and just pray and it'll come. If it's not for you, it's just not for you. Understand that everything is everything and what is for you is for you. If you don't get something that you really wanted, if something doesn't happen your way, you have to understand that it wasn't in your control in the first place and that wasn't for you. And it's a lot of times where I was in situations with men even, and I was so nervous and I would panic and think like, oh my gosh, like they're going to leave me. This is going to happen. This, that, you know, all those things that go through your mind. And I wasn't until I realized, okay, whatever happens, happens. And I can't control that at all whatsoever. And I know that every time I get out of a situation, God only brings better in. Every time I get out of a situation, God just reminds me why I didn't need to be in that situation to begin with, to start with. So why am I going to sit around being sad over it? Or why am I going to sit around overthinking it and thinking about the worst? It's no point. And don't do that to yourself. Overthinking is not hurting anybody except for you. And it's just going to make your life a living chaos. It's just going to make you a walking panic. And you don't want that. You don't want to panic and overthink every situation in your life. Trust me, I've been there before and I still struggle with that sometimes to this day. I feel like crying because I don't know. I just know how hard it is and I really understand. And if you're watching this video, I know that you struggle with that too. So I really just hope that if you don't get anything out of this video, just get out of it and understand that overthinking is going to do more damage than it is better. And everything is really everything. You cannot control the outcome of your life. All you can do is make the steps towards a better version of you every single day, or make that step towards whatever it is you want, and understand that it's going to come to you. It is okay. Now, a part of overthinking is also dealing with major fears, and sometimes our fears are many different things. We're all different people. We all fear different things. My major fear was failure. I'm scared of failure so much that it's stopping me from even trying. So I don't want you guys to be so scared of something and overthink something so much to where you don't even want to try it. This is why another key to keep in mind is know the difference between your gut feeling and when you're just overthinking something. Now, you can feel the difference. You understand that. Take some time with just yourself. Go into your room, isolate for a little, just be with yourself and your emotions, and breathe in and breathe out, and really ask yourself. I want you to ask yourself, how am I feeling right now about this situation? Before you make any decisions, sit with yourself and breathe and think on that situation. A lot of the times, overthinking can cause us to overreact. Overthinking, overreacting, that's hand in hand. So you have to sit and think about the decisions you make and the next moves you make. And a way to do that is sit with yourself and breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. I know people say that doesn't work, but that really works. Sit in your room, play some music that you like. And music is really a therapy in itself. But when I sit in my room, I used to play music that I liked. I even used to watch shows that just made me happy. And I would just think on the situation. And that's when I really was like, okay, maybe I can make this decision. But if you are an overthinker, I really don't advise you to make sudden moment decisions, because it's not really the best for us to do, because most of the time we're reacting off of emotions and fear. We're not reacting off of just, okay, I'm gonna make this decision because I know this is right. So I want you to, one, understand the difference between butterflies, understand the difference between your gut feeling and the difference between overthinking. And you can do this by sitting with yourself and getting to know yourself, so you know how your body will react to something. We know when something is bad for us. We know when something is a bad decision. Don't overthink on it, because you'll be missing out on a good opportunity sometimes because you're overthinking it and overthinking that issue. And also, back on the being scared of failure part. If you are scared of failure, a tactic that can work, because being scared of failure sometimes makes us scared to even try something. So if you are scared of failure, I want you guys to get in your mind that what's the worst that could happen. And I'm not saying when it comes to doing crazy, outrageous stuff, No. But you know, trying what? Like a new business, trying for that job you really wanted, trying school that you want to go to. And sometimes a lot of people, I understand how you feel, you're scared to even try because of all the, what if this happens? What if that happens? Switch your mind to think positive. Well, what if it succeeds? What if I get that job? What if something good happens out of this? You know? But I would never know if I never try. Stop talking yourself out of things that are for your best interest in the first place. Why would God give you an opportunity? A lot of the times, we're overthinking opportunity that's literally thrown into our hands, that it looks good, it seems good, everything about it is pretty much good, but we just can't seem to stop overthinking and looking for the negative in that situation. And I want you guys to understand, if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Now, I'm not saying bad stuff don't come in good packages, because that happens, but you know what I mean. Stuff that comes from God is for you. And we know what it looks like when God comes to us. We know what is from God and what is not. Don't overthink that situation. If you are doing that, I'm here to tell you, I'm looking into this camera and I'm telling you now, do not miss out on that opportunity because you are sitting around overthinking it. We'll spend so much time overthinking something, overthinking the situation, that we don't even do it. You'll spend years of your life overthinking starting that business, overthinking going that career path, overthinking going to school or whatever it is that you want to do, that you'll look up and you never even did it. And you'll be like, wow, if I would have did it, I would have succeeded. So why are you not doing it? Don't overthink it, sis. Failure is the worst that could happen. And what will failure do? Nothing. It'll just make you stronger. You'll know, okay, next time I'm coming, I'm going to come like this. But don't not do it because of your fear of failure. That's so not it. And I understand because I've been there, I've done that, but trust me, sis, don't be scared. You got this. Now, another thing that helped me as a overthinker, 2 things in one. Number 1, try therapy or try to figure out what's going on, because like I said, some people just have anxiety and some people it could be more severe. And it took me to figure out that, okay, I do have OCD and I might actually need to, see somebody, maybe think about getting on medicine. I'm not saying you have to. Not everybody's into medicine. Not everybody wants to do that, but it's okay to talk to people, and do that is hand in hand with that and journaling as well. Journaling is a natural therapeutic thing. Something that I used to love doing. I used to do this since I was younger and it used to calm me down. I used to write poetry, but a lot of the times as you get older, you stop doing things that calmed you down when you were younger because you get more responsibilities piled onto you. So it feels like you can't do certain things anymore. That's why I feel like personally therapy or just figuring out what's going on up here. Figure out what's going up here. The way you get your body checked out, the way you get stuff checked out at the doctor, your teeth checked out. Make sure you're taking care of your brain and what's going on up here. Get that checked out and figure out, okay, maybe what's this coming from? What's been going on with me? Because a lot of people will live with stuff their whole lives and they'll realize, oh wow, this is why I'm like this. So I just want you guys to understand that, because life has been so much better since I have been diagnosed and, just been kind of doing different tactics, of course, to, handle my overthinking, but I also had medical help as well. So I'm just saying that. I'm not saying you have to take medicine. That's not what I'm saying. But even if you want to talk to somebody about it, I really do recommend that, because not everything can be cured naturally. Sometimes anxiety, you will need somebody else around to help you with that. So that along with journaling go hand in hand. And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you exactly how you need to journal. Journal out however you want to journal out. What helped me was I literally wrote out exactly how I felt. I used to write how my day went. Sometimes I'll write poetry. It would really just be however I felt like writing, whatever I felt like writing. But I would make sure I wrote out what was stressing me, what was causing me anxiety. And then every time I would go back and read it, it made me kind of calm down slowly, because I'm like, okay, this caused me to stress, but maybe I understand it's going to be okay. Another way to do that is in your journal, write out a solution to that problem. If you write out, like, even if it's a made up solution, even if it's like a solution that could only work if you had $1 million, just write that solution out and read the problem and the solution back and forth. And you'll start to see that the solution seems a lot more realistic realistic than that problem even seems. So I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a little bit of words of encouragement, because I understand that anxiety is not easy, and it can make you not even want to wake up some days. It can make you not even want to get out of bed. So I really hope this video was helpful to you. I know that, there's no instant cure to anything, but there is ways and tips to do to make stuff a lot easier. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.